What's up YouTube? It is your boy Infinity bringing you another tutorial on rogue damage and how to use Simulation Craft in conjunction with your in-game add-ons and the tools that we have available to us to really maximize our damage. And I wanted to show you guys how important reforging can be and how you really want to focus on making sure your reforges are as perfect as possible. So what I've done is I've just kind of gone in here onto my rogue and I've made just a few random reforged changes. I didn't really put too much thought into it. I just wanted to make sure that they weren't exactly right, and then I wanted to fix them. So right now, I know that I want to have about 7.5% hit. I'm at 9.36, so we're a little over our hit chance. I want to have 7.5% expertise. I'm at 4.59%, so we're quite a bit under our expertise cap. We want to fix those two things. So I use an add-on called Reforge Lite to help me with this. And what this add-on does is it goes through every possible permutation of reforging and gear statting to make sure that we get as close to that 7.5% on our hit and our expertise. Now, most of you guys probably already use Reforge Lite, but if you don't, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description below for a download directly to that add-on. I have used Simulation Craft to pull up my exact stat weights for my character, and I've inputted those here. And I've also added a little bit of custom hit and expertise values because I know I want to get to that 7.5%. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate and see what it comes up with. Now sometimes you have to calculate a few times in order for it to really find the best way to get to that value. So I've done it 4 or 5 times and it seems to be coming up with the same value. So let's go ahead and just show, and this is going to show us what it's actually going to do. And let's go ahead and hit Reforge and see what it comes up with. So it automatically does the reforge for us. That's great. And it's lowered our hit chance to 8%. It's a little bit over 7.5, but I know from experience that this is actually as low as my character can get with the reforging. And our expertise is almost perfect, 7.51%. This is about as close as I can get to 7.5% without being under hit cap or expertise cap. So I'm okay with this. And what I've gone ahead and done is I've actually pulled up Simulation Craft beforehand, and I simulated what our numbers were before we did the reforge. When I was at, under the expertise and over the hit, and this is what I was simming at, 474,000 DPS. So I want to actually go back into World of Warcraft and log out real quick, and what this is going to cause to happen is it's going to cause Battle.net to update my character. So I'm going to go back into Simulation Craft real quick, and I'm going to pull up my character's armory, and I'm going to hit reload. And because I've logged out, it's going to log those changes. So if we pull down and we look, it shows that we are at 7.51% expertise, and we are at 8% hit. So it's already gone ahead and logged those changes that we just made in game. So I'm going to go ahead and import this, and we're going to do a simulation to see if this has changed our damage at all from where we were. Now, if you remember correctly, we were at 474,290 DPS. And now, wow, we're at 488,856 DPS. Just those quick reforges changed our damage by almost 14,000. That is absolutely perfect. That's what we want to see, guys. We want to see those changes make results. So just because I've done the Simulation Craft, that doesn't mean I'm done. That's one end of the story, but there's more to it. There are other tools that are available to us as players, and I want to take a look at those. So as a rogue, we have a tool called Shadowcraft. Okay, it is web-based. The website is shadowcraft.mmo-mumble.com, and of course, I'm going to link that in the description below, so don't worry. Go ahead and type your character name in here, and type in your realm. It already auto-populates the realm for us, so I'm going to go ahead and hit begin. Okay, it's going to pull up something very similar to Ask Mr. Robot, but this is rogue specific, so a little more accurate. Now I'm going to tell it, I'm going to click on this cogwheel, and I'm going to say refresh from armory, because I want the most up-to-date information I possibly can get for my character. Okay, it's saying that we're simming at this number. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the auto reforge button down here. This is another auto reforger that will go through and make sure that our damage is as good as it can possibly be. Okay, it's saying that, hey, we're already optimized. We cannot reforge and get any more damage. So we've done a pretty good job as far as that goes. Now, if you noticed here, I have this hit enchant on my cloak, which is for 180 hit. Now I could swap that out for superior critical strike, and maybe that'll give me more damage. I'm not exactly sure. I do want to take a look at it though. Okay, so if I change that enchant to crit, it lowers my hit below the cap, but theoretically my damage goes up by 103.7. Okay, well that's, an increase is an increase. So I want to reforge this to see if there's anything else that I can change. Okay, what if I optimize the gems? Does that change anything? Okay, it's found a change. Let's take a look here. Okay, I wonder what happens if I change this haste to a lightning wild jade, which is hit, to get closer to that hit cap. Okay, it's saying that our damage has gone up 102.8. So just in those gemming changes that we've made real quick, we've gained 327.2 theoretical DPS. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Reforge and see if there's anything else we can change now that we've changed our gems. Okay, no. So what we did is we found a hidden 327 DPS that we didn't even know was there on top of the 14,000 from the Reforges. So I'm going to go back into game and I'm going to make those changes. And I'm going to test it in Simulation Craft and see what happens, guys. Okay, I do have this the enchant on me. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my cloak. Okay, I know from the website that I don't need to do any reforging. I just need to do some regemming. So this socket bonus right here should actually have a haste hit in it. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to log out. I'm going to make those changes to my Battle.net Armory. And I'm going to pull up Simulation Craft. Now that those changes have been made, I'm going to go back to my Armory profile. I'm going to reload the page. And I'm going to go ahead and import and simulate. And let's see if those changes have increased our damage any. Now the website says about 340 DPS. Let's see what Simulation Craft has to say. Okay, great. We're at 489, 323. From 488, 856. So we actually, on the simulator, picked up almost 500 DPS. That's great. That's damage that we didn't know was there, that we were just losing and didn't have on our character. And just by making a couple quick changes using the Reforger, making a couple quick changes with our gems and our enchants, we moved a couple things around that weren't exactly obvious to the naked eye. And we found out that, hey, our character wasn't optimized, and we found an extra 500 DPS. So guys, that is one way to use all the tools available to you as a rogue to find that damage that you didn't know was there, to actually maximize your character as high as you possibly can, because we've all been on that boss when we get down to the final 1 or 2% and we wipe. And if every single person in the raid would take the time and the effort to go through and really maximize their character to get that extra 500 DPS or whatever it is, to get that extra heal, to get that extra defensive ability, that boss would have died. So I hope that the information in this video is going to help you guys get that boss down when you were right there and you would have wiped. Instead, you got that kill. That's what I hope these videos help you guys out with. So if you liked the video, if you learned anything, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Learn to Rogue.